welcome back to Nintagious. You guessed it, we're gonna play some more mini Motorways. I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we have a new daily. Let's just do the new daily. That makes sense. Moscow, let's go. I believe that was the forests can't be cut down? Yeah, more trees, they can't be destroyed. Start with one roundabout and no further roundabouts are offered. Does it say you best start me with a bridge too, because otherwise we're screwed right off the bat. Okay. Let's go. So I lied in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, in which I said that it was a day in which we had, it was the start of a new week as far as Nintendo Switch Sports goes. I lied, that's actually tonight. I think it just passed about like 37 minutes ago, actually. Almost exactly 37 minutes ago. Give or take a couple of seconds. So this will probably be a pretty short recording session, but I did want to play some. I don't know, I was just feeling it. It's scratching that itch right now, you know what I mean? Not only playing this game, but recording feels pretty good. Especially because I think I've been off from streaming the last 5 days, I think? Is that right? And I only streamed like once last week, too. And, I've already talked about that a fair bit, but we gotta get some banter going while we wait for the run to get started. It's just because of the weather, really. What the f is this? Come on. The summer heat is finally here. I hate it. I'm over it. I'm ready for it to be no longer a thing. I eagerly await for winter to come back to us. That might be a hot take. I don't particularly care, if I'm being honest. It makes me miserable. I don't like it. And I haven't been sleeping very well. So, the last 2 days, though, like last night and the night before, I actually slept pretty well. I'm managing to kind of turn it around, so I'm hoping I'll be able to return to streaming soon. This is, of course, all irrelevant, because this episode will probably be airing in, like, August, and, you know, that's a while from now, so it's... But still, it gives you some context for anything I might say throughout the episode. I think I also mentioned that Diablo Immortal's about to come out, and that is tomorrow, so I'm planning to stream tomorrow because I would like to check it out. I'm actually semi-excited. I think we gotta take the bridge, just in case. I'm actually semi-excited about it just because, originally, they only announced like a month ago that it was also going to be coming to PC. Originally it was just going to be a mobile game, and I probably would have still checked it out, but I probably wouldn't have played much of it. I'm not a mobile gamer, and I don't think I need to explain myself there, because I feel like a lot of people are not mobile gamers. So most people are probably going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. So I probably would have still checked it out, but I probably would have, like, been obsessed with it for, like, a week, and then I would have stopped playing it entirely. That might still happen. I haven't been keeping up with the game that much, so I don't really know what to expect. I don't think they've been telling us a whole lot about the game either. I might be wrong about that. Maybe I just was not paying very close attention to it. This is, you know, it's 2022, and there was a lot of... Yeah, I'll just say scandals with Activision Blizzard in the first couple months of this year, so I was kind of distancing myself, and especially with, like, Overwatch, I don't particularly care, personally, so that wasn't enough to, like, pull me back in. I do like me some Diablo, though, so that was enough for me to be like, ooh, maybe. I did skip Diablo 2, half because of that reason, and half because I played it when it was in... I think there was an open beta weekend or something, and I played it during that, and my computer handled it just fine. This is Diablo 2 Resurrected, by the way, not the original Diablo 2. My computer handled it just fine, but trying to play it and stream it at the same time did not go very well. My computer was not happy about that. So that kind of deterred me from picking it up because I knew that I wouldn't be able to stream it. As far as the scandals go, I am kind of a firm believer that, like, they deserve the chance to try and, like, fix it, right? We can't just indefinitely be like, you're awful, you'll always be awful, because, like, if they're going to try and improve and make for a better work environment for their employees and everything, they deserve at least some credit for trying to make it better, I guess is what I'm getting at. We can't just be like, oh yeah, you made it better, but, you know, it was shitty in the first place, which is just unforgivable. And it's like, you gotta draw the line somewhere. I guess it's that I value any companies trying to make it better compared to the companies who don't try to make it better. There's a lot of companies that are just like, fuck it, who's gonna stop us? So they don't care. They're just gonna continue being shitty to their employees, and in some cases they're consumers, because they're like, what are you gonna do about it? So I feel like we have to at least acknowledge that, oh my goodness, that's very red. I'll take another bridge because I just have to use one. I feel like if they're going to make a sincere effort at trying to make it better, which as far as we've been able to see, they are, at least as far as I know. I haven't been keeping up very closely with it, to be honest, but I'm not just gonna be like, well, it was once bad, so it will always be bad. You know what I mean? That, and I also kind of firmly believe, and I've talked to a friend about this because we used to be on opposite stances here. I used to firmly believe, I used to firmly believe that boycotting is pointless, because if the company is big enough, unless you can get a very large amount of people boycotting them, you're not going to make a difference, because they're too big to fail. And when the scandals were ongoing, that was something I echoed a lot, because people were like, oh yeah, we're gonna boycott World of Warcraft, we're gonna boycott Overwatch, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, but are all of the Call of Duty players boycotting Call of Duty? Because if they're not, it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna make so much money that they have no reason to care. Also, this sucks. So I think boycotting is pretty stupid, and I have a friend of mine who agreed with boycotting. And I think that they have recently, I hate this, but I'm going to do it in the interest of saving some roads. I think that they since have realized that, like, yeah, it's kind of dumb, because realistically, you're not changing anything. And I guess that's a sad realization to have, but sometimes I'll think, worst case, I'll just wait for game that I want to go on sale, so at least I'm not giving them as much of my money. But with those scandals did get really bad for a while, to a point where I was like, yeah, I'm not going to try to forgive this, which is why with Diablo 2, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one, because I don't think they're doing anything to currently deserve my business. But as I said, I believe that they have, if they're going to try and improve the situation, then they deserve a second chance, I guess is... I don't like saying it like that, because I feel like prejudiced work environments like that don't deserve a second chance. They're just bad. But I don't know. It's a delicate thing. You get what I'm saying, right? Split this up a little bit here. I'm also, like, you know, trying to think about what the hell I'm doing here, so my thoughts aren't necessarily coming in super elegantly. Nah, I guess we'll leave that like that. This sucks. Okay, so reminder, we can't remove trees. So I'm going to ignore that house, because I don't know what to do about it. I guess connect it over here, which is going to be really inelegant. Perhaps the motorway would fix it. I think I'm going to take the bridge instead because the road tiles are probably going to be really valuable. And I guess at the end of the day, it's hard for us to say, right? Because we don't work there. So it's their story versus their story to us. You know what I mean? We're trying to pass judgment on a situation of which we're not seeing. That's another reason why I think it's silly for people to get so, like, trying to take a stance on subjects like this, because we don't fucking know. Like, what do we know? Nothing. We know nothing. We know the stories that the companies are telling us, and we know the stories that the supposed abused employees are telling us. Who are we supposed to believe? They could both be lying. We have no idea. Anyway. And especially, like, there was a Nintendo one more recently, too, where a bunch of people were like, oh yeah, working there sucks. And Nintendo was fairly quickly to come out and be like, we don't know what the hell these people are talking about. Like, we try really hard to make it, like, a nice environment to work in. It's like, okay, well, one of you is lying, and as far as I'm concerned, both of you are lying. Because there's no way for me to know which one of you is lying. Except assuming that they're both lying is stupid, because then you're just going to be mad at everybody, right? Then you're just going to not trust anyone ever, and you're also going to just be boycotting products that you might enjoy. Or it might, in some cases, make your life better. That not necessarily video games want to say. Video games could do that, but when I say make your life better, I mean, like, quality of life products is what I mean. The funny thing about the Nintendo one, too, is the first one that was like, oh yeah, it sucks to work there. They were like, the next day, they were like, oh yeah, we fired him, but that's because he broke an NDA. And it's like, well, okay, you didn't really do anything, like, the employee was the one at fault there. That's pretty objective at that point. Now, the issue there is that immediately afterwards, other people decided, like, that they were comfortable speaking up, I guess. Which, hey, you should speak up. If that's a thing, then yes, people should be speaking up and saying, hey, this should be better. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. I'm just saying that to a point, what business is it of ours? Because we don't know. This is ass. This is just hot ass. Except, like, not hot in a good way. In a ooh, baby way. It's more of a, ugh. Take a shower. Anyway. I felt that way as well. And admittedly, big ol' asterisk / disclaimer before I go into this is that I was not reading much about it. Hold on. Hold that thought. I think connecting it here is probably the smart thing to do because it doesn't take a lot of road tiles. But then they have to go through this parking lot, and I don't love that. I think it might be smarter to do this, even though that's gonna... I only have one bridge. I'm an idiot. I'm the worst. Well, I guess instead... we're gonna do this. Which is still inelegant. Yeah. Anyway, so what I was gonna say, and by now, again, by the time this episode airs, this whole matter will have been pretty far behind us. But, why'd you have to put a house there? Like, why? What did I do to you? God, that is just raw ass. There's just nothing I can do. Can't connect it there because that's a bridge. I can't connect it there. Okay, we're gonna do that. I hate it. But connecting it up here is even worse. Alright, so I'm gonna start doing something that I'm also gonna hate. Like, I'm gonna put a little piece of road there so that a house can't spawn there. I think I should start identifying little spots like that and being like, if a house spawns here, it's gonna be bad. So let's just... Unless it's a blue one, but it's not gonna be a blue one. It's gonna be literally any other color. Including, but not limited to, colors I've never heard of before. Just to spite me. Alright, so I don't think there's a whole lot else I can do at the moment here. We might already be at the point where I have to shut the banter engine off because the game's moving too quickly. Fuck you! Okay. Roundabout. Because this area is getting disgusting. Like, should I even bother continuing trying to... Actually, now if a house goes there, it's not going to be the end of the world because we have it connected for the greens anyway. So I'm going to take that, get that tile back. Okay, so the Johnny Depp thing. That's what I was going to talk about. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard, who I'd never heard of until this whole thing happened, which isn't a good look for her. But, why is that any of our fucking business? Like, I'm glad it's over. The trial just ended, like, today or yesterday. So again, by the time this airs, it's going to be pretty far behind us. But every time I see it on social media, I'm like, why is this our fucking business? Like, I don't understand. And maybe there's a very good legal reason for why it's our business and why it has to be, like, publicized the way it was. Again, I haven't really kept up with it at all. I've just been waiting for it to be over because I'm sick of every single website I go to assuming that I'm interested in it. Whenever I go to Twitter, they're like, hey, did you hear about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial? And I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't fucking care, dude. All I can hope is that, like, you know, like, I hope that they get it figured out. However they wind up having to do that. That's, like... I don't know, if that were me, and I was in a relationship and we got dragged into a court battle and they were like, we're gonna stream this online, I'd be like, fuck you, no you're not. Why is it anyone's business? Again, maybe because, I guess because maybe it was more than just a marital trial kind of thing, right? It was something to do with, like, defamation, I guess, and maybe that was enough to make them say, oh, we should probably stream this, because we're already kind of talking about, not stream it, because it was probably on TV too, broadcast it might be a better way of putting it, because they were already dealing with, like, the public conception of it, not conception, perception, sorry. I don't know, I have no idea, but not only is it not our business, but, like, who are we to say? Now we have the entire population of Earth, maybe probably not the entire population of Earth, because there's probably a lot of people that just don't give a fuck about it like I do, or I don't. Double negatives, tricky. Ew. But now we have all these people who, it doesn't matter what the verdict was, because people have made their own verdict. And that's, like, unfair, because we don't know all the facts. Why should we be able to make up our mind on something that doesn't concern us in any matter? And that's similar to what I was talking about with, like, with the scandals and such, because, like, we just don't have all of the information. So it's unfair for us to weigh in on stuff like that, I think. Because what the fuck do we know? We're just believing what people tell us, and we don't necessarily know that what people are telling us is the truth. As I said, they could both be liars. There's been a couple of fuck you moments in this run so far, but overall it's not bad. It's not bad. I've seen worse. Definitely seen worse. I think this is going okay. I'd appreciate if you stop spawning houses like behind other houses. That would be nice. It would be lovely, as a matter of fact. Also, fuck you, because there's nothing I can do with this house. That's just a problem now. Also, fuck you, because... Oh my god. It never ends. It never ends. Reminder, can't get rid of the forests. So I can't just be like, oh, we'll just push it around this way. Can't do it. Won't let me. Oh god, this really sucks too, because this house is like, they're just gonna have to go through... through the, can't talk. Parking lot. I keep wanting to call it a driveway. That's not a driveway. By any stretch of the imagination. Okay. I don't necessarily like this plan, but work with me. Well, that just fucks. That just fucks. Wait for to get these road tiles back. I didn't realize I was that low. But you know what? Good. Take my attention off of like what the hell I was just talking about, because oh, this is all we need to take a motorway like as soon as possible, I think, because all of these blues are going to be trying to come down here. And we got to give them a more direct route. Even though we need the road tiles, we're going to have to take that motorway. That's just important. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing? These yellows have to be reconnected. So let's start with that. It looks really fucky for some reason, but I think it's just because of the way the other road is sitting there. And then I think we're going to take... I think we want to connect... Do we have a bridge? We do have a bridge. We do, in fact, have a bridge. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give them another little entrance here. I'm going to put the motorway here. Because I would like these guys to be able to get to this facility, too. I don't want to just stick it right here, because then they're just going to have to go all the way around to get to this facility anyway. And then we're going to put it, like, here. Or here. That'll do. That gives them more of a direct shot. They won't have to go through this main street anymore. Most of the traffic going through there is blue, so that's just going to be an improvement. It's basically just only the white cars have to go that way now, which is just superb. We're going to connect you really quick. We're going to wait for some of these roads to be returned to us. We're going to do this. Get all these back. And boop. And then I guess like that. I don't love it. No, let's do it like this. I don't really love that either, but it's slightly better. I can tolerate it. Okay, how are we looking here? I think that's I think if anything, do we want to add a road here so that these greens can get up here more easily? Because otherwise they're going to have to go like just all the way around. Let's just not... Let's just give them a little back road there. Back roads are really tricky, though, because you really want to make sure that they're not, like... that things aren't bleeding into places that you don't want them to be. That yellow house, I got nothing for you. So you're just going to have to hold tight. Well, that sucks. I'm thinking. What if I should just take this bridge out? Because I was going to take this bridge out. We need a bridge to get over here, basically. We also need some road tiles, but one step at a time. I was going to take this bridge out, but now I'm wondering if I should take this one out. I don't know if I love this white facility only having access to these buildings, though. Otherwise, this road doesn't really have a reason to exist. So if we get some more white houses up here, we could probably just eliminate that road. I don't think I want to do that yet, though, so I'm going to take this out instead. I'm going to leave a little bit of road there because I don't want them to put a house there and completely sabotage me. I hate everything. I need tiles. Where can I get tiles? 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 Well, it'll have to do. Okay. We're good. It was a little bit of a scare. But I think we'll be alright. So we want another bridge. That's good. The more whites we see spawn up here, the faster we can take this bridge out. Do I want to do that now? I think so. I think so. I'm gonna take that out to cut a little bit of traffic back. Hold on, actually. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Let's put that back. Because we can take that out, but we're not cutting off access. The white cars can still just take the motorway to get up here. We might as well just leave that available for them, honestly. I don't think that's actually... Taking that out isn't going to help anything. Unless we really, really, really need that bridge. I guess. It might still be worth it if we really, really need that bridge. At the moment, I'd say we don't. So I'm going to leave it. If someone could just remind me if I find myself saying, holy fuck, we need a fucking bridge, just yank that one out and reuse it. I could really use the end of the week. I need road tiles. So I just keep on spawning more stuff. Got to address it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with those yellow houses. I don't really want to connect them into here because then they're just going to have to come all the way around. Seems like a bad time. If I had enough roads, I guess I could pull it around here. I don't love it, but I could do it. Well, I don't need traffic lights, but I need the road tiles. So I think we're going to have to take that. I heard another house spawn. Where is it? I dislike that can happen, that sometimes it'll fade to your upgrade screen, and then you'll hear a house spawn, and be like, okay, well, where is it? Is it this one? Was that here before? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Still have those yellow houses up there, but I don't particularly want to use the road I have right now, because we're probably going to see something else spawn here in just a second. And that's probably going to need our road tiles, so I don't want to use what we got at the moment. Just enough of a pause in spawns for me to think that I should start getting back to talking about potentially controversial topics. But I know as soon as I start doing that, that something's gonna spawn and, you know. Okay, that's fine, actually. Also, I'm gonna do something here. Let's try and make it a little, it's still terrible, but it's a little bit more uniform. I don't hate it. I don't say I love it either. I really wish the houses turned diagonal when the roads were diagonal out of them like that, but what can you do, I guess. I love that even the cars are sticking out of the house diagonally, but it's like a corner garage. I think I've made this commentary before, but whatever. I still think it's interesting. A greenhouse is fine. We don't have to do anything to change that. Oh, you're having a little trouble over there, huh? So I guess we should branch these yellows down here, like ASAP. Counterpoint. Do have some traffic lights. See a little bit of clog here. See again, like these yellow houses are coming all the way around here. So I guess, but it's not connected to anything. And there's a forest here, so I can't do anything to connect it. I don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, this is completely fine. On the other hand, shit. Because I was really gonna push these houses down to here. I guess what we're gonna want is another motorway. And then we'll put a motorway up here and connect it down here. If we just don't, you know, lose, which is possible. 'Cause this is kind of not... This kind of got bad really quickly. I actually didn't notice that this was, like, a problem. So that's on me. I just didn't identify that this was something that was gonna need addressing. Yeah, they're just not gonna get here fast enough. Well, I mean, that's a nice sentiment, but I'm pretty sure we've lost. So, I'll take the bridge, I guess. Yep, there it is. That's unfortunate. It's a very short episode, too. I'm not a big fan of it, of that happening. I prefer the episodes to be between, like, 45 and, let's say, 75 minutes in length. 45 minutes to an hour and 15. And this is 30 minutes. This is really short. On the other hand, if I do another run, it's probably going to wind up being like an hour and a half. But screw it, I guess. So the daily and weekly challenges are like set seeds, as far as I know. So if I were to do it again, everything would spawn in the same locations. Unless I get to a point where I memorize where everything spawns so that I can, like, put roads there to prevent it from spawning there. But I don't think we're going to get to that point, like, ever. So we are instead going to continue working on these. We just did Warsaw, so I don't necessarily want to go back there. I guess let's give Dubai another shot. This one's kind of beaten the shit out of us multiple times. It's going to immediately spawn it on the other side of the river, because of course it does. It does this, like, every single time. to the point where it's, like, not even interesting. It's not like, oh, this is an interesting problem to solve. No, it's just annoying, because I have to use my bridge immediately. Whatever. On we go. Excuse me while I refuel. I should have hit fast forward before I did that. Speed me up. Man, if I could speed me up again, I probably would. How are these, I think we can stay on day mode. I think we'll be able to see the roads just fine. You've got to be kidding me, dude. Like, I guess that's fine. Like, it could have been worse, but it's also like, okay, now I don't have any bridges, so I'm gonna have to restock those immediately. Which means I can't pick up things like motorways to have in case of an emergency. Are we 30 episodes in and I've finally gotten to a point where I can just, like, you know, call them motorways? Instead of calling them 30 other things first? I don't like either of these options. For reasons we've talked about time and time again. Roundabouts are very powerful, but they're very large. And it's kind of cumbersome to make them work. Traffic lights are less good, but they do fit in small spots. I think where traffic lights are typically good is where, like, right outside of a facility, where you want to make sure that cars have a chance to get in and out of the facility and not get traffic clogged. But even that is very minimally useful because I feel like they often just slow down other traffic. So we're going to take the roundabout. Now I can't call it a roundabout without stumbling over my words, which is strange how that happens. I was gonna say speed me up. We're already speeding. We're going fast. My nose fucking itches, which is just annoying, but you know, unrelated to the gameplay. Pretty straightforward. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna choose to not connect that. Because I'd like to get a bridge and connect it directly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put that road there to prevent other things from spawning and fucking me up. So I've talked a little bit about that, about how... Can't do it here, actually. I imagine there's probably a meta for this game that's like, just put roads down where you don't want things to spawn. And I think that's very inelegant and probably not intentional game design, but I do think it makes sense to do it here. Like, if you're gonna put a road there anyway, then it kind of works. If you're doing it as a way of saying, I'm reserving this land, so don't fuck with me because I have plans for this, I think that's totally fine. I think doing something like this just to be like, I don't want a house to spawn there is very, like, inelegant and clunky, and I hate it. So I'm going to avoid doing that where I can. I'm going to go ahead and connect to that. On one hand, hear me out. I'm going to do this. Because I could foresee a future where they put 2 pink houses there, and then I'm going to have to connect it diagonally. On the other hand, if I limit it too much, then they might put a... That's the one thing that is kind of interesting, is that you could limit where they'll spawn things. But in limiting where they'll spawn things, by saying I don't want any houses to spawn here, there's a good chance the houses are going to spawn back here, which is probably worse, because then there's nowhere to connect them to. So you'd almost want the pink houses to be here. Because if I put one back here, I might be faced with, now I need another bridge just to connect it. That's significantly worse than what I was just talking about. Or at least as bad. That's totally fine, though. For a second, I was like, you motherfucker! No. This is fine. This is fine. This house placement is ass. And they can go fuck themselves. But otherwise, this is fine. Okay, I think we're gonna want to cut this right through here. And I hate it, but I think we're gonna have to do that. I kind of maybe like this a little bit better anyway, because it splits the traffic up. Now I really don't want a house to spawn here, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I guess I could do this, but I'd rather not, because that's as much of an eyesore as it would be if they put a house there, if I'm being honest. For a second I was thinking roundabout. I don't think I want to put a roundabout there. That's probably stupid. I mean, it looks slightly more elegant. Now, you know what? I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. We don't want too many things spitting out onto a main road. And I think a bunch of three-way intersections are better than a bunch of four-way intersections. I might be wrong, but I think that seems like a smart idea. That's not great. I'll take the bridge. I'm gonna just hope that they're gonna put more greenhouses here. I would rather not connect this to this. That's gonna get the greens just going all over the fucking place. On one hand, though, if I do that, that's not the end of the world. Because the greens will pop out and they'll be like, well, we can go this way to work or we can go this way to work. My thought was connecting it here would be terrible because then they're going to all go the same direction and then have to split in multiple directions, and that's traffic. This makes a little bit more sense, I think. And still allows them access when needed. I feel like we're overdue for a new color spawning. Wow, how do I do it? How do I do it? I wish I could have gotten it out a little bit faster, because it almost sounded like I was improvising that. Like I was setting it up for no matter what spawns, I'll just say whatever spawns, and then... Which is still really good timing, but anyway. I guess we're just gonna do this. Not a fan, but I don't see what else we can do about it. I am kind of like, oh god, I hate you so much. I am kind of actively looking for what can I do here that's better than this? I guess the answer is to get another bridge and plap it right there. Which I think I'm going to choose to believe that that's not needed. And we're going to use it over here instead. I think that's smart. I think we're still going to merge these. This should be fine. I don't want to use too many road tiles. I'm going to believe that this one house can handle this one facility. Or that more houses will eventually spawn. Or maybe I'll just get another bridge. I don't know. We'll see. I hate you. You're the worst. That's fine. That's okay. This is terrible. Fuck you. But that's fine. So that's a good little house. We need more pink houses. Dare I say it, because now they're gonna put them like up here. Because haha, wouldn't that be funny? I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and connect that. It's probably not even gonna be needed for a while, but what do I need? I'm gonna take the motorway. I don't need it at the moment, but it's precautionary. I will probably need it eventually. Something bad will eventually happen, and based on that last run in particular, that was very much a situation where I was like, oh, I need a motorway right now. And typically when you need one, like, they're kind of rare. They don't give them to you a whole lot. So expecting to just get one when you need one typically doesn't go very well. So I think just to have it sit there and just simmering on the back burner until we need it, it's not a bad idea. Now I just have to work on my restraint, though, so that I don't immediately, like, the next facility that spawns, I don't just go, oh, motorway time. That is actually fine. I was about to say, for instance, when the cream one spawned, there's a chance I would have been like, ah, that's a motorway. But it doesn't really need to be a motorway. It's kind of the thing. That seems fine. Let's, do that. Less fine. I pretty much, like, I get pretty triggered as soon as... When a house spawns, and I build the road, and then they immediately spawn another house, and I'm like, well, then now there's a better way to do this road. I'm, like, insulted. You know what I mean? I take it personally. It's like they saw my road and said, no, 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 no. That's not going to match what we had in plan. What we had planned. Could you do that again? And it's like, fuck you. Double fuck you, because this house is just out there. Alright, we're going to reconstruct a little bit here. Let me actually pause this so that we can, like, prevent other things from spawning while we're doing this. Although I think we're pretty much done already. This is our motorway. Do we need a motorway to do this? No. But at the moment, we don't have any road tiles or any bridges. So this is kind of our only option. So I'm just going to have to blap. And if we could get a big fat like stack of 30 road tiles and maybe a bridge, could probably fix this up just fine. I just got an idea. Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna look terrible though. I was thinking we could merge these bridges into one. And we could. It's just not gonna look great. Actually, I guess this is the one we wanted to delete. Just gonna make them scoop around there for a second. Eh. I'm gonna take the motorway. That's maybe not my best plan, but I don't want traffic lights. I'm not terribly excited about that plan, so... There we go. Okay, so that gives us a bridge back. Now we just need a bunch of tiles. You know, if we have to leave that motorway there, that's not the end of the world. Maybe we'll just leave that there. Because now we have an extra motorway anyway. So maybe we'll just let that do its thing. I hate it, but I'm going to do this just to keep more yellows off of that road. Also hate this. But what can you do, I guess? Sometimes when the game punches you in the face with something like that, you just gotta take it. You hate to. Excuse you? Well, this is ass because now I can't build a bridge here. So, yeah, that's gonna have to stay a motorway. I was already thinking about potentially like moving the motorway over here. And then trying to just connect like this area to this area. So that these cream houses could use it too. I'm going to choose to not worry about that at the moment because I don't have a lot of road tiles. So that level of renovation, could we stop putting houses in, like, just terrible spots, please? And thank you. Because I can promise you I'm not amused. We're actually going to do this. I just want a fat stack of road tiles. Oh, baby. It feels good. Okay. Excuse me. Hold that thought. We have an extra motorway. So, I'm gonna stick one here and just put it like right here or here. Yes, here. And then we're gonna connect this, and we're gonna connect this, and connect this. In a slightly assy manner, because we gotta get rid of this motorway. Now it's just a motorway. Go me. Motorway. That's fine. That is acceptable. Please take that roadway, the motorway back. Slow it down, please. Stop. There. Greenhouse has no business being there. What a shock. I guess I could get another bridge and connect it here. I can't, like, take back any of the bridges I'm using right now, right? Not, like, elegantly. I would not... I'm glad I did this, because if I would have left it connected here, now all of these yellows would be trying to come all the way over here. So I'm glad I kept that disconnected. That's fine-ish. I don't hate it. If anything, we might want to take this roadway out and give these creams a motorway. So that they can skip this road and just get right to where they need to go. The traffic here isn't that bad, though, so I don't know if I'm worried about it just yet. Hey, newsflash, putting greenhouses down there isn't helpful. Stop, please. I'm gonna have to get another bridge and connect it over here, I guess. Which is just... That's not helpful either. Could you just fuck off, please? Like, just fuck right off? But again, we've got to be getting close to, like, max zoom level here. So they're going to start running out of places to spawn things. They're going to have to start just putting them in random places where it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because what else are they going to do with them? I need a bridge. 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 Love to see it. Alright, let's do this before it sabotages me. Let's actually not. Let's actually put it here. Do one of these. Just for them to put a house right here, and then I'm gonna have to take it back. But you know, we'll rock it for now. Beautiful. I love it when they just see a nook and they're like, you know what would actually work really well here? A yellow house. And then they just do it. Instead of doing something super trolly, they're just like, hey, this makes sense. Let's do this. Not like that. No. You don't understand. It's like the game can fucking hear me, dude. Like, It's like they were like, oh, you like that, do you? How about one of these? It's like, no, 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 no. Oh, this is just extra. Oh, okay, this isn't... You know what? This isn't terrible. Come to think of it, that facility showed me the way. I get it. I understand. We're just going to connect them here. Now they can come help here, and they can come help here, which needs a little bit of help. I think this is totally fine, actually. That pink house can still go fuck itself, just right off a cliff. We're getting some pretty heavy traffic in here, and it's mostly due to the yellows. So what can I do to solve that? I think... Hey, look, they put a pink house exactly where I thought they were. They thought they were going to put it. Just took them way longer than I expected them to. We're going to cut this off. Oh, God. Connect it like that. And then we're going to motorway it. We're going to put a motorway like here. And we're going to connect it just like right here. That gives the yellows a straight shot to where they need to be. It frees up this road so that greens can get through faster. All looks good to me. It's just a matter of, will they be able to redirect their traffic quickly enough to actually, like, not die? Hate that, but it's gonna have to do for now because I don't have a lot of tiles. So... Alright, yellows. Save us. I think we're screwed. I think we're screwed. Yep, we're screwed. Because for some reason, all of the yellows went to that facility instead of the one that actually needed the help. God damn it. We're going to immediately run this back. Because I'm salty as fuck about that one. But I do have to cut this episode. It's just over an hour long. So, but I'm gonna rush right on out of here because I want to jump straight into another run because fuck that. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. It does help out to let me know that I should continue making some of this content and that you're having a good time. I hope you did have a good time. I'm having a good time. Fuck that run, but I'm having a good time. If I wasn't having a good time, that run probably would, like, the way that run ended probably would have broken me. Because I fixed the problem. Maybe I did it a little too slow, but I fixed it. But then the cars were just like, we're gonna all go to the one facility. Fucking yellow assholes. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.